Welcome back to another episode of Water Hose Drinkers, episode 40. It is September 27th,
Correct.
7 p.m. on the dot. What a start time for the boys. I'm Cole, my main man with me, as always.
I'm Josh. So yeah,
Yeah,
episode 40, we're back. Could have been yesterday, but little hurricanes got us
more than a
up
little.
here. Yeah, no kidding, dude. I mean, Boone's screwed. I mean, everywhere it's tore up right now. But
It's weird, like I got a buddy down in Apollo, his house flooded. It's just it wasn't necessarily the hurricane, it's the storm surge down here where the water just rises and and everyone who's affected just I feel horrible for it because this storm intensified, it seems like overnight, and it just, it I just pray that everyone's okay and I just that you recover and stuff because these are no jokes. So yeah, Helene, you raggedy bitch.
yeah, definitely could be a winner of the week because it looks like it won against everybody. But unfortunately,
Uh, I don't know. It kind of sidestepped Tallahassee. It did a little Euro step, and I was like a little shocked. Shout out to the Tallahassee Magnet for doing his job yet again.
it did not sidestep Statesboro at
It
all.
did not.
Unfortunately.
No. My uncle in Greenville, South Carolina, has some pictures of like down trees and just did you see the I-40 picture? I don't know if
Yeah,
that's
I saw
insane,
that.
bro.
Yeah.
It's insanity.
Did you
So
like that picture I sent you last night?
you can't get me. You
Yeah.
can't get me. You can't get me.
Anything.
Anything from San Fran Chronicle, just don't open it. San
Yeah.
Fran Chronicle is not a real news outlet. I have many years been fooled by it and no longer. Now I'm the one sending it out. Like I sent it out. I put one of those in my family group chat one time. It did not bode well for me. So yeah, man, it's the hurricane stopped us from recording last night.
But it is Friday.
It is Friday. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know it's blurry, but go Knowles. It's a cool
Go
cup.
Knowles. Thank you. Yes. The Marching Chiefs Cup. My boss gave it to me. He was like, I'm moving and I got way too much stuff. So here you go. And I was like, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm FSU'd out. I feel proud again, you know. There you go. There you go.
Anyways, what you
Oh,
got? Song of the week.
it's Luke Holmes Hurricane.
Okay, okay.
I mean, it's the only thing.
Old school.
I mean, I hate the song by Rock You Like a Hurricane. I
Mm.
hate that song. It reminds me of University of Miami, so I don't listen to it.
I've got a new one by Billy Strings, 7 Weeks in the Country. Very
I
good song.
like it.
Billy
I like
Strings,
the name.
absolutely
That,
unbelievable.
that title's that's a great song title. I'm a big
Yeah,
fan of
new
that.
new new album out as well, so you should give it a listen. Very,
Oh,
very,
definitely.
very good. Very good.
I
So
love it. I
we
love
kind
it.
of do things like a little out of order this week, just kind of like a normal basis of what we talk about on a week to week basis. So we're gonna do winners and losers, Mount Rushmore, hit the old gambling corner, and just because it is rivalry week for the Eagles, we're going to talk about our college football allegiances at the end.
I finally can talk about it. I'm so excited. I can't
Yeah,
wait.
and we're going to talk about the Sluka situation at UNLV as well. So
Yes. Yes.
that's a
Yeah.
big topic. So that's probably really the only things like generally that we're going to talk about, just because like we can tend to go off on a tangent. So we kind of got to keep our allegiances. We got to talk what we want to talk about, our teams. And then obviously this NIL situation is, a big deal in college football right now. So,
Yes, it is. Sorry if I keep looking up. I had college football on my screen here soon, so if you keep seeing me peer up, I might be checking out. Rutgers plays tonight, Miami plays tonight, so it's a
yeah,
Friday night, and I mean, there's just down limbs outside. There's nothing better to do than put football on the screen. So,
no kidding.
you
That's
want to
all
start
I'm
us
gonna do
off?
after this, man. Yeah, I'll start us off. My winner of the week, dude. I've been really, really high on this team just all year. I mean, obviously, this is a somewhat biased thing, just because Jeff Monken did used to coach at Georgia Southern. But my winner of the week, man, is Army, specifically their quarterback, man. Let me get his name right, just so I pay my respects to him.
He was a
And
dog. He was a
dog
dog.
last night, dude. Absolute monster. I hope everybody watched that game as we're recording this last night. But on Thursday, Army versus Temple football game. Yes, I know Temple's bad, but I think Army's a damn good football team, and they could have hung 60 on them if they wanted to.
Do you see their social media team put out they had I didn't realize they played all Owls mascots to
Yeah,
start the year, and
yeah.
they clipped them wings, boy.
So Bryson Daly, their quarterback, 24 carries, 152 yards, three scores. They're running one of their running backs, Kanye Udo, 14 carries, 128 yards, touchdown. As a
What
team,
was it?
as a team, they
400?
were 57 carries, 417 and five scores as a team. 7.3 yards per carry as a team versus Temple's -5 rushing yards.
Well, Temple's bad. I remember that I
Well,
caught the end of it.
what's bullshit in college football is like quarterback sacks count against rushing stats too.
Yeah, it's such a ticky-tacky, way to look at it because sometimes the sacks aren't their fault, but then sometimes the sacks are their fault, so it's like, yes and no.
I think if he breaks out the pocket, it should count. But if he stays in the pocket and takes a sack, it's okay. But if you get outside the tackle box and you actually in a full sprint outside the pocket, then you're technically a runner.
I
Te-
guess, yeah, that technically.
Technically,
There's
I
a
mean, you
way
could still
to
if you're behind the line of scrimmage, obviously you could still throw the ball, but like still.
they're not gonna change the rule just for us,
No,
even though it would
no.
help in don't you hate it in fantasy too when you're playing like you're on your fantasy football
Yeah.
and you're like, "Dog, he didn't do anything. He just got the pocket collapse on him." So,
I
um,
really hate it for my dynasty purposes in NCAA 25 because when JC gets sacked, I get upset because I'm trying to get him over 1,000 yards rushing in the season. So
hey, it's happening. It's happening.
yeah,
Just, oh God,
that
that's so
that's really
funny.
my main grief with it, honestly.
My winner of the week is the first responders. I got some buddies that work fire departments and stuff like that. They over the state of Florida, and just seeing the efforts that they put in when these storms happen, just all glory to God and those guys that put their lives on the line. It's crazy, man. The nurses, the cops, the firefighters, paramedics, man. It's all hands on deck because there's some scary stuff that happens in there in these situations, and so that's a I've lived my life through many hurricanes and stuff, and each year they seem to get worse and worse. So
Yeah.
just, I got to give the winner of the week to the first responders and the linemen that come out and bring power back to people. Because yeah, it's a scary situation, but man, you can't kill the Florida man. I'll tell
Yeah.
you what, you cannot kill the
And
Florida man.
what's also great is like the efficiency of the way that they do things because I mean, yeah, it takes time, it is tough, but once they get in there and start doing their work, man, they're in and out getting things fixed, you know what I mean? It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean they save a lot of lives, and I just that yeah, it's easy to crown them as the winners of the week and winners of the year life. I mean, first responders is so important, but just seeing it firsthand, like
Mhm.
this week especially, and it's easy to give them the winner of the week, crown for me. My loser of the week, California fans. You spent all week last week doing all these woke memes, AI generated memes, just to come
They
to
were kind of funny
Tallahassee.
though. I'm not gonna lie.
It was so funny. But what's even funnier is y'all losing. And listen, all I know is capitalism is undefeated against communism. Have fun going back to Beijing,
Yeah.
California, or wherever they play that in that state. Man, they are my losers of the week. They thought they were going to come in here and they were going to do this, that, and the other. They're like, we got to run him back. You didn't do nothing.
You
You
know,
just
so some
you
some
sparked.
some would say that the Cal's football team has more baby oil than Diddy. But I didn't. But some do say that, but I didn't say that. That I'm just repeating of what people said. Those are not my words.
That's listen, I cannot confirm or deny, but they did look very well oiled up and lathered up. The few fans that I did see were glistening in the Doak Campbell
They're
lighting. I was like, man, they're
trying to
real
get a good
shiny.
tan. Trying to get a good tan, man.
I guess
Good,
so.
good for
At
the
7 o'clock, at a 7 o'clock kick, get a good tan.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're my losers of the week.
My loser of the week, last night, Thursday night football, last night as we're recording this, but Cowboys Giants game or the Cowboys minus 5.5 betters. Cowboys ended up winning by 5. Missed field goal by Brendan Aubrey at the end of the game to put the Cowboys up by 8, and he missed it. So yeah, if you bet the Cowboys minus 5.5, you were screaming at your TV last night, dude.
Always by the point. I bought it down to four, and I minus
Right. Me
135 it.
and you have talked about that so many times, how we just don't like having the full point. I'd rather have the hook there than a full point.
I've been burned one too many times, and I refuse to have the hook. I will. I pushes are can be considered wins at some points in life, and I have celebrated pushes just as much as I have celebrated a win before. So I'm so happy I bought down
It's
to
different because some people you had it at 5, you bought it down to 4.5. Some people at 5.5, so you don't really want to buy it down to 5 right there. You want to risk it for the 5.5, which is,
it was
and then you end up
I
getting screwed.
I forget where I was or why I got 4 because it kept going back and forth. It was I saw it at 4 earlier, and then it jumped up to 5, and then it was going back and forth between 5.5 and 5, and when I went to go bet it, I
So,
saw it
so
at
you
5, so
placed
I
it
bought the
early.
point. Mhm.
Ah, okay. That's so
Yeah,
you placed it early. That makes sense. That's smart.
yeah,
Smart, actually, especially if you see that line fluctuating. I mean, you got to find a number that you like.
mhm.
What do I know? I can't legally gamble in the state of Georgia,
It's just
but I'm
well, you
just
can talk
talking
about
about
it.
my experiences in Las Vegas
Yeah, you can listen, you can talk about it. You can, you know, yeah, you
and
it's a
and,
it's
and my soon-to-be experiences at the Hard Rock in Florida.
the guitar, the big old guitar.
But look, what we're gonna do in the springtime after football, we're gonna take a little fellas trip, and we're going to Biloxi or somewhere that has a casino, and we're gonna play golf.
Sounds sign me up. Sign me up. Call it
A
my
little,
graduation present.
a little golf and casino trip.
We gotta get the group of 5 guys down there too.
Hey,
See,
that'd be a hell of a location to do a podcast at
I
too.
swear, hey, listen, I love me the good state of Mississippi, baby.
I've never been to Biloxi, man.
I've driven through it, man. I just know
I've
that
been to Oxford twice.
I can get some good food. I
Yeah.
can get some good food in Mississippi, and I miss that type of food. Louisiana, Mississippi, ooh,
Well,
ooh.
also it's like I'm not too sure where Biloxi is, but like Memphis is pretty close to Mississippi. And when the football team was just in Oxford, my brother went to the Pyramid Bachelor Shops in Memphis. That's where the team stayed, and he sent me pictures of it. It's sick. It's
Dude,
so
they stayed at the pyramid?
no, they didn't stay there. They stayed in Memphis.
Oh, he went. Dude, that's a
Yeah.
bucket list item.
It wasn't that far. I think he said it was like 10, 15 minutes away from their hotel or something.
Didn't they used to play Grizzlies games out of there?
I truly have no clue. I
I
really
think
have no idea.
that might be a something I need to fact check
It used to be something.
it had to have been. I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up. Oh man, I swear they played out of that pure
Yeah, he originally used to built as a sports arena. Yeah, you're right.
dude. Why'd you go? Oh,
The Great American Pyramid, the Pyramid Arena.
fun
It,
fact.
it hosted University of Memphis basketball games.
Fun fact about Memphis.
Grizzlies too, but I don't know.
You can get some very good beer in Memphis at my best friend Noah. His uncle is that co-owns a brewery, Wiseacre Brewery. Dude, some of the best beer I've ever had. So if you're ever in Memphis, your brother might have got some Wiseacre beer. The Tiny Bomb is their like signature.
Mhm.
Man, you gotta check it out, man. I miss it. We'll get it. I remember it used to get shipped down to Tallahassee, but we can buy it in the state now. They've kind of gone more southeast. But yeah, man, if you ever see it on the shelf, Wiseacre is something you need to try. It's my buddy. I'm not kidding when I say that. My best friend, his uncle, co-owns it.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
co-owns it. Yeah, it's so cool.
Well, Mount Rushmore this week is athletes that never won the big one and never really won a
Hmm.
championship.
I like to preface. I did athletes and coaches.
Okay. Okay. So
I
guys,
did.
guys that never won the big one.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll go first. My first honorable mention goes out to Larry Legend, Larry Fitzgerald. Next honorable mention goes out to Ken Griffey Jr. Absolute one of the sweetest, smoothest swings in all of MLB history. Um, Number four goes out to Barry Bonds. Number three goes out to you could probably put him at the top of the list, but it's not at the top of the list for me because I like the other two guys that are above him more. Number three goes out to Ronaldo. Ronaldo did never win the big one. Number two goes out to I don't know why it's saying this. I'm so stupid. Number two's Ronaldo. I apologize. Um, and then number one is Charles Barkley.
Who's number three? Wait,
I took a guy off my list,
that's right. That's right.
and then
Charles
I
Barkley.
forgot to cross it out.
Charles Barkley is like the low. I like is the like guy you like. Man, never won a championship.
Yeah, Chuck.
He's funny. It's funny when Shaq messes with him about it too. I think it's funny. I love a good
Um,
banter.
Also, I'm gonna go ahead. Can I redo my list?
You want to redo? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Calling it audible.
Honorable mention goes out to Larry Fitzgerald. Second honorable mention goes out to Elgin Baylor.
Oh, that's right.
Um, Number four, we're gonna slide him at four. Goes out to Ken Griffey Jr. Number three, Barry Bonds. Number two, Ronaldo. Number one, Chuck.
I mean, yeah. See, there you go. You fixed it. You fixed it. Um, I also have two honorable mentions. Larry Fitzgerald is in there as an honorable mention. I put Ryan Day because he was born on third base. He was given the keys to the kingdom, and he hasn't been able to do it. And he's had really good teams,
Hey,
and he
you
hasn't been
gotta dump freaking $50 million in the in
20, 20.
yeah.
If they don't win it this year, man, he might never win it. Number four, I put Bo Jackson.
Mm.
Bo Jackson, multiple multi-sport athlete, never won it. Number three, I have the anomaly, Ken Griffey Jr., probably one of my favorite baseball players of all time. Just never. I don't know if it was more of like a situational thing for him because he was at the Mariners and then he went to the Reds, so it's like just never was put in that spot. Number two, I have Dan Marino.
Ooh.
17
One.
years in the league, gunslinger, 17 years in the league, never won it in a franchise that is historically, they were undefeated. The only undefeated team in the NFL and historically should, have I think multiple Super Bowls.
The
And
Pats went undefeated too.
but they lost that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But they lost the Super Bowl. The
Yeah.
Dolphins won that Super Bowl.
Mhm.
And then number one, recency bias may be in play, but Kyle Shanahan,
Okay.
he has gotten that team
Three. He's 0
so
three. He's 0
he's gotten
three
that
to include
team.
the Falcons.
Yeah, he's gotten those teams like he's getting there, and then he falls apart. Get there, fall apart. I'm gonna the Falcons, yes, blew 28-3 lead. Then the
28 to
Super
3.
Bowl,
How can I ever forget that number?
yeah, there was the Miami Super Bowl. Never forget it because J Lo and Shakira were the halftime show, and I was in Tallahassee eating all you could eat wings, and I was like, man, there's no way that the 49ers blow this. They did. And then also in famous Patrick Mahomes rushing yards prop did not it missed because he had to take those three knees and he lost three
Yeah.
yards.
Yeah.
And then most recently, losing my little brothers outside. It's 7 o'clock and they're raking up limbs. What are we doing here, guys? What do we do? It's almost dark out and we're
Is he at the door?
No, he's at the window. I'm looking
I was
outside
gonna
and
say, I was like, tell him to make an appearance.
dude, he's, he's doing the Shawn Michaels in the yard in his tank. Like, and my granddad, why are they doing this at 7:30?
HBK.
It's 7:20. It's about to be dark out. Why are they doing this? Hey. Anyways, that's my list. I'm sorry. I just look out the door and I see my brother, and it's just it's whatever. It's
Anyway,
we're getting off the rails here, Josh.
we'll go with some bets this week. But we'll start off with old chicken coop. Let me pull up what he said. This week, Cooper, he had last night he had Army minus 12 and a half, which hit. Cowboys money line, which hit. He took the juice. I don't know why he took, but he won.
Smart. He was
He won.
smart.
Saturday, he's got Nebraska money line, Georgia Southern +3, BYU +3. Sunday, he's got the Texans -6 and the Falcons Dirty Birds -2.5.
Dirty Birds. They better get ready. I'm gonna be there next Thursday night to will my Bucks to a victory. I can't wait. I've never seen Mercedes-Benz. I'm so excited. So
Yeah.
excited for that stadium.
Pepe had Army -12.5 last night. He has got UCF. What's the number against? What's the
Isn't
number?
it 14? It's 14.
Give me a second. I want to write this stuff down.
Pepe coming off the what was it? The zero turn?
Zero turn Toro.
That's right. I was hoping you were going to say that, and I just
Sorry.
it threw me off. Threw me
UC
off a bit.
-14.
Hold on, let me
What's the
see.
Ball State total or spread?
I will look it up right now.
Never mind, I got it. I got it. Okay, sorry, everybody, bear with us. Um, I'm trying to get Pepe. I'm a little underprepared here.
It's
What's
okay.
UNLV?
Do you need the Bama UGA line
Yeah, what is he? Yeah,
under 49 and a half?
okay. Okay, so this week Pepe has got he has already hit Army -12.5. He's got UCF -14, Ball State +21, UNLV -2.5, and Bama UGA under 49.5.
I wonder when he put those in because UNLV.
He texted me that stuff on Wednesday.
Yeah,
This
I
was
don't know.
after Fluka. His
Still,
reasoning is he thinks the team's getting it together. So
they lost their they
he's a
lost their running
Vegas
back
guy.
too.
Their second string running back. Not
Uh,
even he's their fourth leading rusher on their team. That guy that left. But
so redshirting.
yeah, exactly. Pepe's a Vegas guy. He's riding
Yeah,
with the
but yeah,
yes,
he's in the trenches. I
exactly.
listen. I'm not questioning. I'm after last week's record. I'm not questioning anybody.
Yeah, we
Oh
all
man.
did not do good last week. That's why we're not even going to talk about it. Just check the Twitter. I don't even want to
Yeah,
talk.
yeah, yeah. I will jump. Are we still waiting on? Alec will probably be in the
Alec is
tweet.
pending, so
Yeah, yeah. All right. Let me get right into the thick of mine. I had Army -14 last night. I alt spreaded them to -14, putting that officially on my card because I rode with you guys on that.
yeah.
So then
I'm putting that on my
tonight,
card as well, by the way. So
yeah, 100%. We take the wins. We talked about it last night. We take the wins. I was battling a hurricane, so you got to cut me some slack on this one. I have Rutgers money line tonight. Piscataway Power is gonna be jumping, so I got Rutgers money line. We're gonna go back
minus
to the
110 or something like that.
one -120.
Oh, okay, still
Uh,
over.
USF +5 and their money line. I believe in the bullies. This is really when their season starts. This is my this is the chance. This is where you push. This is where you go and you win the American, which they can do. This team is built forward tough. Never forget that. GS, we're going with Southern money line, and we're going with Southern spread. I don't understand how this line makes any sense because the better team is coming from the Borough, and I stand by that. You're gonna walk in there and kick some ass. Auburn money line. Oklahoma's first road game in the SEC. A lot of injuries. I know that Peyton Horn's starting for Auburn. I like Auburn to have a little Jordan Hare weirdness happen. Illinois plus 16. I think they're getting too disrespected. UGA money line. Boise State minus 6.5. And then we came up with a
We'll save it.
very
Save it. We'll save it.
saving it.
Yeah.
Okay. I could
Let
I throw
me
together.
let me if you got a parlay that you're gonna take, we'll save the team parlay for the end.
I'm gonna take it. I have a weird feeling about this. I put it in. It's like it's the we call these lottery tickets. A couple weeks ago, we call them lottery tickets. The Cole lottery ticket of the week is Illinois money line plus 600, Colorado money line plus 425, and South Alabama going into Baton Rouge and kicking Brian Kelly's ass plus 800. I believe it was like 10 wins 3,300. Why
Why?
not? Why not throw? We'll call it the Cole's crazy lottery pick of Cole's crazy lottery pick of the week. So
If that all happens, um, can you please just take me out to dinner? That's all I ask.
yeah, dude, if that happens, you're getting a round of golf and dinner,
All right.
and
And
the wife. Bring
and
her. I'm bringing.
drinks. Yeah. For 3,300, you better owe me something for that.
Oh yeah, for sure, bro.
Um, so we're like I said earlier, we're putting Army on the card. I mean, we all had Army last night. I mean, if we would have recorded the podcast last night, we would have taken
Would
it.
have, yeah.
It,
We just
we're starting off the week 1-0, so it
we
does.
are, yeah.
Um,
As a
we're,
collective.
we're gonna keep it here for this next pick. We're gonna keep it here with the Service Academy schools. Navy -4 on the road in Birmingham, Alabama against UAB. I think Trent Dilfer is an absolute fraud of a head coach. I've got UGA Pick'em against Bama in Tuscaloosa. I've got Jets -7.5. 7.5. I saw it at 7 flat. So let's buy if you have it at 7 flat, buy the point up or down. Okay. I've seen 7 and flat, 7.5. So I had it at 7.5. So I'm going to take it there. And
I
then,
have in the great state of Florida, I have it at -8.
oh, interesting. Okay. So if you got it at 8, buy the point down to 7.5. Like, I mean, come on. You don't want to have the 8 flat. We don't like that. And then, of course, no surprise here, the real GSU +3 and the real GSU +130 money line. Book it.
Mm-hmm. But oh yeah, you sign, seal, deliver it because there's
We're
no
looking to
way
go
we're
5
going
and
in.
0 this week. We're looking to go 5
Oh
and
God,
0.
I'm
We
looking to go undefeated. I don't put money up to lose. I plan on going win, 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 win.
we do have
So
another lottery ticket, if you will. Water hose drinker, first one of the year, water hose drinker team parlay.
yes, yes,
So we have got Georgia Southern +130,
love it already.
Florida State +185,
The boys are back. The
Louisiana
boys are back.
Lafayette on the road in at Wake Forest, Louisiana Lafayette +140. That is a plus 1470 parlay.
Mm-hmm.
So $100 would have won you $1,470.
Yeah, and if you're, in
If
my
you're
tax bracket, 10,
if you're
10
if
bucks wins you
you're
147.
exactly.
I think it's great because both of our
Dog.
teams are plus money. We're plus money this week. We're both going on the road. You're going into a hostile environment. I'm going into a hostile environment.
Okay. Florida
Hostile in terms of fun.
Florida State might be going into a hostile environment, but Georgia Southern's not. We all know Georgia State does not have fans.
Hmm.
So this is going to be, we call it Pulsar North for a reason because we're going to pack out that stadium. There's going to be, I guarantee you it'll be 80-20 Georgia Southern fans or Georgia State fans at that game. Guarantee it. But we'll get into that in a moment.
Yeah, man. I'm excited for the Water Hose Drinkers parlay, man. That's first of the year. Me and Josh went deep into the books, and we both saw that both of our teams were money line dogs, and we
But the
said
third leg was a good 5, 10 minute conversation about who we were.
yes. Yeah, I was trying to get spicy, which in turn created Cole's lottery ticket
Yeah.
parlay. I was like, let's get real spicy. I just when you said that, I was like, man, Wake Forest sucks. They are not good. They don't have a good fan base, and
You gotta
Lafayette
love a
comes
good
in.
G5 upset on the road against an ACC school. You gotta love that, man. And I think
They
Louisiana's getting things together.
pause. We love a good G5 upset on the road in an ACC school that is not in the 850. We don't like it when it happens personally,
Okay,
aka
fair,
when Memphis, but
fair.
what I love about this weekend is everyone's got eyes on the big game of the week is Georgia and Bama,
Are you just
right?
happy that the eyes are taken off Florida State for 1 week this football season?
Bro, I'm cool with whatever. I've already we'll get into it because I have boots on the ground last week, but no, what I love about it is everyone's attention is on bang, Georgia and Alabama. And usually when everyone's focus is on such a big game, chaos ensues. And that's what I'm rooting for. There's been plenty of
The
low-key
underdogs
chaos.
win. When everybody's focused on a big game, the underdogs win, baby.
Guess who's underdogs this week?
Dogs.
The water hose drinkers. The water hose drinkers themselves. We're underdogs. They're doubting us. It's pitch black outside. What are they still working? I don't know. It's pitch black outside, but
It's getting dark
ugh,
here too.
ugh.
Anyway, dude. So, I mean, a big elephant in the room, obviously Saluka, um, only playing 3 games, taking his red shirt year because he was supposedly promised $100,000. And before you say anything, Cole, there's 3 sides to the story. There's Saluka's side, there's agent's side, and then there's the truth. What's the truth?
The truth is, that boy wants more money and he ain't gonna get it.
Exactly. I mean, dude, 46% completion percentage. I mean, I think he's a pretty good quarterback. Don't get me wrong, he's a great runner, but I mean, I don't think he's worth 100 bands. You
The
know,
grass ain't always greener on the other side.
no, it's not. And he's been at the school, at the off season in 3 games now. I just wonder what he was like in the locker room, how the team reacted to this, because I mean, apparently he's saying that his agent promised him that he was going to get 100K, or UNLV promised him that he was going to get 100K, which UNLV's collective has already came out and said that he's not. But I did see something that his supposed agent wasn't even licensed in the state of Nevada.
This
Which
is the landscape of college football now,
yeah,
unfortunately, and it
I hate
sucks.
it. I really do hate it. And obviously, their fourth leading rusher on their team, he goes too. But I mean, that's whatever. But I mean, why? Why? And if I was a head coach, NFL GM, scout, whatever, I don't want this kid on my team because he's not dedicated to it. He just basically gave the team a big FU, man. Hey, man, we're 3-0, but I don't care. I want my money.
With a massive game this weekend as well, a big
Exactly
game this
against
weekend.
Fresno State, dude. So, I'm just saying, in a hypothetical situation, if this were my kid, this is what I would tell him. Man, I know you were promised money, and we're going to work that out. We'll get through it. We'll but your dedication should be to your teammates and to that football program and to that head coach, because your head coach is not the one that's negotiating that kind of money with you. It's all collective. It's all people that are technically not university employees. They're not.
Yeah,
They're all boosters, and which is fine. I'm a big proponent of the NIL. I like the NIL, and I like the transfer portal. I think it's a good thing. But
When
this,
it's done correctly,
when
though,
it's
this
done
is
correctly,
where it's
this right here is not a thing that I like. It's not a good thing. And if it were my kid, I'd be like, hey man, just keep on balling out. You're 3-0 right now. You got a legitimate shot at the group, being a group of five contender for the college football playoff. And you've got a great chance of winning the conference this year. And you're just going to sit out a year because you were promised money. Man, I get it. If he was actually promised that much money and that turns out to be true, man, I'd be pissed off too. But what I'd also be doing is playing for my teammates and playing for that head coach and playing for all of your other coaches because that means more at the end of the day than that money that you were promised.
he's a he's a fifth year,
Came from
so he started he came, which is a wild transition. Holy Cross to UNLV is a wild transition, but he was a stud at
I
Holy
think Holy
Cross.
Cross's old head coach is now JMU's head coach, I believe. I don't know.
I'd have to double check that, but he
I
has the
don't care
COVID
enough to
year.
double check that.
Yeah, he's got the COVID year and he's got a
So,
red shirt.
so he's technically got 2 years left.
Exactly. And I don't know if there was a medical whatever. He played his first year in 2020. He looks like he barely played. But it just this is where we're at now. And dang,
I,
he did a punt. He punted in 2023. He had a punt for 44 yards. And you think you're worth $100,000, big dog?
hey,
My
Ben,
quarterback,
Ben Roethlisberger did that.
yeah, I
Doug
just
Flutie.
this is the problem is the way that the NIL was set up was to fail. There was no regulation. The NCAA
NCAA didn't do
didn't
shit.
they didn't do anything, so it was the wild wild west. And now we're sitting here going, well, why? Whoa, why is this happening? Why is that? Why are we had a coach, our offense coordinator got suspended for driving a recruit or a potential transfer to a meeting with a collective, and he gets suspended for 3 games. And then this whole situation comes out. I just am getting what happened to the game I loved. I'm all for players getting paid. I think it's very
Smells of
important, and
tampering. It smells a little bit of tampering to me in the off season. And
they
there's
tampering everywhere.
yeah, it's everywhere. I'm not gonna go into detail and I'm not gonna mention names, but some guys on Georgia Southern's roster were tampered with, trying to get them to go to other schools.
If you ain't tampering, you ain't trying. That's just the new age of football. But
I can
this
I can
this
guarantee you one thing: Georgia Southern's not doing it because a school like Georgia Southern or any school in the Group of Five, as soon as they do it, man, and they get caught, man,
mhm.
NCAA is going to want to hand out that death penalty so freaking fast, dude, because they don't care at the Group of Five at the end of the day. But at a big Group of Five school like UNLV,
Yeah.
sweep it under the rug, sweep it under the rug.
Yeah. It's
Like
it's just
this
sad.
is how it's going to work with the news media today, just like everything else, not just with this situation, but just how news cycles work in general, not just football. Here in a couple of weeks, man, we're not even probably going to be even talking about it. We're probably going to be
It's
forgetting about it. And
I
this
hate that
this kid Bear Alexander too, dude. You went
dog
to four different high schools. You committed and decommitted to Georgia like twice. Go to Georgia, you transfer, go to USC. After 1 year at USC, you threaten to go in the transfer portal to get more money, and then just because you're not playing, you're just going to redshirt and transfer again, dude.
well, Bear Alexander
You
needs to
really
start
act
working
like
on
you're.
his my pleasure
I,
because
I think
bro,
I think
put
he's
the
the
chicken
problem.
sandwich in them. Yeah, of course he's the problem. This generation of kids, man, they don't have accountability. They commit and they decommit. Like I'm firmly in the camp of, yeah, I know coaches are pressuring kids to commit and all the time, but if you make a commitment, make that commitment, but enjoy the process. The nothing matters till you sign on that dotted line. Same goes for these collectives and stuff too. Brother, you have a commitment to your team first and foremost. The money will come. The money will come.
Mhm.
But bro, you are just leaving your team high and dry, and it just speaks on like where we're at in the world with like certain athletes and like just quitting on their teams. A lot of people are willing to quit in everyday life, and it's just
Yeah.
like it's just sad that that's where we've come to in the
And,
world, and
and
especially
man,
in the world of sports too.
And it sucks because it's like we're talking about like, oh, like this generation of kids, like, man, it sucks because it's our freaking generation and like we're, attached to that. And it's like, man, like I don't think of myself like that. I hold myself to at least try to hold myself to a higher standard than that. And but going back to it, it's like I think what it should mean to these guys is I know I'm just kind of speaking as, a guy that's, over Zoom that's going to get posted on YouTube. I'm not playing college football, but what would mean to me more is honestly going to war with my brothers, the guy to your left and your right, and the guys that you train with every day, the guys that you've been with, if you stay at that school for a couple of years, the guys that you came in with, you've been working out every day together, probably living together for a couple of years now, like, and fighting for that NFL contract. And if you're lucky enough, after 3 years, you get that NFL pension. That should mean more to you than, just transferring school to school to school. Because, honestly, the more you transfer, the more these NFL scouts, GMs, and coaches can be like, man, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Hmm.
Because you're not dedicated to the guy to your left. You're not dedicated to the guy to your right. Or what should be more important to them is the name and the writing on the front of their jersey rather than on the back.
And some people just aren't built like that, where the name on the front matters
Yeah.
more. And it's just the where when you find a guy who's committed to the university and puts the university on his back. And this guy specific in particular, you're QB1. You are the guy. You are all
You're
eyes
the
are on
leader
you.
of the football team.
You're the leader on the team, whether you like it or not. You are the guy that touches the ball on every offensive snap. You are the guy that is commanding that offense. People love points. People look at the offensive leader more than any other leader on the team. In every aspect of it, you have the
And then
opportunity to
and then
put
you
the
pull this crap, dude. No,
yeah, bro. You
you're
just
no leader. You're no leader.
no
No.
matter if you were like if it comes out, if it does come out that he was promised X, Y, and Z on a big dog, I hope it's a learning lesson for you. If it ain't in writing, it ain't there ain't nothing to it. And then it's a he
And
said.
it's a he said she said situation, and with these NIL things, there's no contracts. I mean, it's all he said she said. I mean, yeah, what his agent was probably, yeah, you're going to get 100K. Well, what was UNLV's collective saying? Did they specifically hand you in writing that you're going to get 100K? Doesn't seem like it.
Mm-mm.
That would have already came out.
Mm-hmm. It's just a mess. It's all just a mess. And I don't I do think that there needs to be some sort of cap. There needs to be a cap or some type of system in place where players it just there
And
has to be some.
what baffles me is why wasn't this set in place when they came out? I mean, as soon as NIL and transfer
The
came
NCAA
out, it was
sucks.
just here
The
free for all.
NCAA is horrible. I can't stand the NCAA, and that's
Because
why the NCAA is.
nonprofit 11 worth 11 10 $11 billion, and they're a nonprofit organization. Come on.
I can't stand the NCAA. Their leadership their leadership is about as useful as a monkey trying to fly a helicopter. I'm serious. Their leadership is.
It's about useless as me running a 40-yard dash.
I mean, yeah, yeah. Man, it sucks. I hate it for the fans of UNLV because they're the ones that kind of get they're like, man, we have a really good shot at making the playoff. We have a really good team. We beat Kansas. We're going into
Yeah.
Fresno. We have a lot of momentum. They
Well,
have
what
the
what
biggest.
pisses me off too is if I was, not only a fan, but a booster to that collective. And maybe you were that key booster that be like, hey man, if I can fork over X and we can get our guy at quarterback, and all I got to do is just fork over X amount of dollars, there's people out there that are worth it. What's going on?
The game started, the Miami game.
But anyway, these boosters got to be royally, royally pissed off. And I just think I feel for those boosters because it's like, man, what do we invest our money in for this kid to play 3 games and then just to leave? Like what kind of example are we setting for these kids that just want to come in? Is this like the kind of program that we want to run? No.
I think it also is I think recently too with all of the stuff that's been coming out, it puts such an emphasis on I think you're going to see more of an emphasis on high school development, and it's going back to that where, we're going to put the money into the guys that come here from high school because if they are adequately played and they get developed properly, they're going to stay. So that's what my hope for is, at least for Florida State and for Georgia Southern. I mean, y'all just got a new commit. I believe I saw it on Twitter. Like
Kicker, yeah, big
a
commit.
kicker, and it's
We got a,
so
we got a,
important.
uh linebacker from Douglasville, I believe, too.
See, putting another is so important. High school recruiting is so important, and if you can get these guys out of high school and get them bought in and get them developed, it's just about the transfer portal guys. You can hit on some, or you're gonna like it's hit or miss. I mean, look at Florida State
Yeah.
this year. We've missed on some guys, and it's real glaring and really showing.
Everybody's missed on some guys. It's not just Florida State. I mean, Southern's missed on some guys too.
We missed.
Big.
We For 2 years though we didn't miss. So when you do miss, and it's bad when you miss,
Yeah.
and it is what it
Anyway,
is.
this whole situation's getting me kind of pissed off. So
Wait,
let
where do you see him playing next?
you should quit.
Where?
Go to Canadian football.
Put the fries in the bag, bro.
I mean that UNLV is the best he's gonna get.
Probably, yeah.
Plain and
Go
simple.
back. He can go back to FCS if he wants to.
Great, great. You're still not gonna get 100 bands.
No, Holy Cross ain't gonna take him back. I
Yeah.
don't see him going to a Power Five. I don't see him
Hell
going
no.
to.
On
There'll be
46%
some.
completion percentage in 3 games? Hell no.
There's gonna be some G5 school. There's gonna be some school that takes him.
That's fine. Let him go to Georgia State or App State, and we'll kick the shit out of him. How about that?
He ain't coming. I tell you one thing. He ain't coming out here. He
Yeah,
ain't coming out here.
I
I can
know
tell you
Georgia
that much.
Georgia State will take him because maybe they'll get some people actually talking about him. Because I mean, shit, their fan base is absolute donkey shit. So
Let me get through my guys before
yeah,
you start
I'm
yours.
I'm just so fired up on Georgia State right now, dude. It's unbelievable, dude. It's hate week.
I'm just happy to be alive. I'm just so happy. I all it took was the vow of silence for the good Lord
I
to
will
say,
never take a vow of silence on the Eagles. Never.
well, when you start 0-3, you don't want to talk about it. From the
Yeah,
product I
I would
saw,
actually realistically, I'd probably do the same.
I
But
think it was best for the pod. So it's been tough. It's been tough. But what did I do? I strapped up my boot. I put my dunks on, and I put on my. I
I, I
bought this
do
hat.
I do have a question for you. I've got 2 questions for you. I've got one question of how your Florida State trip was. That's my first question.
Okay.
How was the trip?
Hmm.
And then once you get to looking ahead to the SMU
Yeah.
game, I got another question for you. So,
Okay.
how was your trip to Tallahassee? First trip of the year. You got to see the
Yes.
win of the year. So
Yes. I
you're
had a.
you're 1-0 on the season.
I am. Yes. I want to know. I had to do something. I had to call an audible, and I had to get my ass up there, and I had to fix this mess. Lucky enough.
Our good friend Ryan Fitzgerald,
Yes. Yes. I did.
soon,
Got to see
soon to be
Fitzy.
soon to be Lou Grozer Award winner. Oh, dude,
Yes.
did I not? Okay, so I just started. I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but this actually has something to do with Ryan. But I started a new season in NCAA, and like the I finished first season. Of course, I'm Georgia Southern again because like I got to like the 30-year mark with my guy. I know. Okay, you're like, oh, you played so much. Yes, I do. Okay, so shut up.
Yes. Yeah. Bro. Yes.
I do. I love the game. But so the end of the year, they got the end of the year awards and they posted and said Lou Groza award winner, Ryan Fitzgerald. And I was like, oh, dude, I was like, let's go. I was like, let's go. I was
Manifesting.
like, that's awesome.
Boom. 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 Dude.
I almost sent it to you and I wanted to send it to him. And I was like, nah.
Dude.
I was
I
like,
love Ryan.
I was like, nah, I
He-
can't. I can't. When he actually wins it, that's
Then you send it to him. Then you send it to him. Yeah, you'd be like, I called this shit back in September. The trip was great. The drive up there was great. I got there on Thursday night. I got to spend all day Friday, with my
you had a
one my
good 3 days there, dude.
yeah, my old boss. She's like family to me. Just people there. Had a good time. Went out. got crazy Friday night. I'll tell you what, I cannot party like I used to. Uh,
You're getting old, man. You're
I
26.
know,
Can't
dude.
do it like you
There's a funny moment. We're at a bar and it's
not in
a
your prime anymore.
okay. Stop right there. We just are taking a we're just reeling it in a little bit. We're going up a little bit. It's we're taking a break from the prime. We're like putting it on pause. There
Trying
was
to
a moment
actually
though.
graduate college this time. Sorry, dude.
Yes, that's the goal. That's the
I'm
goal.
shooting straight. I'm hitting you with strays right now, bro.
Good. It's funny. Everyone wants to know. Yes,
I
yes,
have
that's
to.
the goal. There was a moment where I was sitting in a bar, and all the people that I was with, it was my buddy, his older brother, and my buddy's girlfriend. They went outside and they come back in, and there were about 7 women around me. Pretty women. I had no idea. I was face first in a Philly cheesesteak, and I was just going to town on it and just, you've done that drunk eating where you're just like, and all you
Yeah.
care about is just this sandwich. And then I look at my bets and the Shohei Ohtani bet hit, and I was like, yeah, vibes are good. Saturday morning was a rough wake up, but shout out to my buddy Nick. He he got the tickets and stuff, and he got me the most magical moment of my life, the 26 years of me being on this earth. I was able to live out my dream. I got to walk on to Bobby Bowden Field at Doak Campbell Stadium pregame, and it was just, man, I got to see everybody. Eduardo Perez was walking around. There was family weekend, so there was, players' families were there.
Yeah.
Got to see pregame. Got to see Ryan pregame. Got to, Odell Higgins is from Polk County, which is where I reside in it. And for years, I've been sitting in that student section for years, and I had always yelled, "Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Sorry about that. Ugh, it's loud in my ear. Hold on. Ooh,
That ringtone.
yeah, it's so loud. Oh man, so sorry. I'm just gonna have to power through. For 5 years, I'd sat in the student section and I tried to get Odell Hagen's attention by going, Polk made, Polk strong, 863. Finally, I was close enough. He walked by and I went, Odell, Polk legend 863. And he was like, he gave a turn back and he went, boom. And I lost it. I was like, yeah. But yeah, man.
Oh,
So, we were there. Funny enough, I was so hungover. I didn't drink. During the game, I was on my deathbed. The stadium glizzy. I waited 45 minutes for a stadium hot dog. And when the fourth quarter rolled around of a sloppy, sloppy game, the tarps came off, eastbound and down came on. And at the end of it, when that clock hit zero, Florida State,
do you
victory.
think getting the glizzy was the game changer on Florida State's success?
It wasn't that. It was the game changer. What was the new outfit? I got this new hat. Hold on, let me show you real quick. It's
'Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot.
1993 hat. A girl tried it on at I bought this game day, and as soon as she put it down, I went and I put it on and didn't let it go. And then I got a vintage 1997 50-year anniversary polo. Guess what? Not
Fire.
wearing anything else the rest of the year. I even had they got after their
Hey, you were
asses,
repping. You were repping. I love it. Love it.
and I'm so proud of the boys. I think that the they got the monkey off their back. California fans were super nice too. Like I can talk a bunch of shit, but they had nothing nice things to say about the stadium that's still under renovation. Interesting renovations that are going on. I got to sit on the renovation side. It was still so loud. It was dope, packed to 0-3, and the fan base showed up, and the band was playing hard. We got so many red zone false starts, and just the energy and the vibes were there. At Doak, I got to go to my favorite bar afterwards. Cajun boiled peanuts, sake Mountain Dew
Mm.
Kickstarter. If you know Palace, I got to shout out, like the Regans, Mr. Sean and Miss Allison Regan. They may help me get to the bar, and there's some Florida State fans, lifelong fans, and they're like family to me, and just everyone that I'm friends with up there is still so hospitable. Garnet the Goldfish, he's in Dallas right now. My buddy Dylan, he's getting his doctorate up there. It's so good to be back in the town that you lived in for so long and being there for a Florida State win and
There's
just
nothing like getting back to your
yeah.
old college town and hanging out with the fellas.
Yeah, no, and it was a good time, and I've the only thing missing was my boy Josh. That's the only thing
I know,
missing.
I know. I'm
Next
gonna
year, next year,
100% make it down to a game next year.
I might be living there. So
I 100% will make it to a game next year.
looking ahead, there
What
was
looking ahead to SMU,
well, wait, there were bowl representatives at the game, and the only one I
football,
saw
football.
the bowl. So you know how they have
I,
representatives
I'm
go.
making a joke that you're not going to make a bowl.
That's crazy because I know exactly what bowl we're making. Because you can't win 9 games without losing three. And I know exactly what bowl we're going to. It's 2 hours away in Duval. Gator Bowl. Sign me up. The Gator Bowl. Florida State, 2 hours away into Jacksonville. That is the only bowl represent. I knew there was three. It was the Sun Bowl, the Gator Bowl, and one other bowl were there. And the only one I saw was the Gator Bowl. So sign me up for the Gator Bowl,
Could you
and I will
imagine a
be
Georgia
there.
Southern Florida State bowl game?
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Could you imagine a Georgia Southern Florida State like just any game like because we haven't
I
played
can't do it.
ever since like late '80s, early '90s.
As much as I love you, can't do it. I refuse. I refuse. I
Because
would somehow
because
get the
the Eagles are gonna win, dude.
I would get the game canceled. I would rather see a Bucks Jets Super Bowl. Yeah.
Okay, okay,
But
fair.
looking ahead to SMU, we're underdogs.
What
I feel
are
like,
what are some couple keys to victory? Just a couple things, two or three things.
oh man, just play Florida State football. The defense is waking up. The defense looks good. Pressure the quarterback. I think that the slow start to the season was nerve-wracking, and they shook off the nerves, and now it's go out and play your game, throw the football, protect the football, cause turnovers, create chaos, play your game. You're going into Dallas, but Florida State travels oh so well. But protecting the football, putting in, DJ, he didn't play horribly. He didn't play good, but when it mattered most, he made the pass that he needed to make to win the game. I need to see a lot more points. I can't. We're averaging 15 points a ball game. Can't happen. I got to see a 30 bomb here this week at SMU. You're going into a 3-1 team that's hungry. Go in there and win. And like I said, you can't win 9 games without losing three. We just got our three out of the way early. That's how I feel. This team can win 9 games. They can.
We'll see. They
I
they don't have a brutal schedule coming up either.
I mean, my biggest dude. I
I
don't
mean,
care if we.
you still have Clemson and Miami, obviously, but
I
eh,
want to win Florida and Miami. Those are the 2 games that I want to win most. Clemson would be an added
I don't
bonus.
see that Florida game right now even being fucking close.
I hope not. I hate those assholes. Virginia Tech and Miami are tied.
That
Speaking
was the
of,
first F bomb that I've dropped in a while on the podcast, so I'm sorry about that.
well, it's okay. My Florida hate is rubbing off on you, and I'm very happy about
Oh
that.
well,
But
hey,
yeah,
they should sign Billy Napier to a lifetime contract.
all I gotta say is, go Knowles, scalp them, and the Pony Express is getting derailed. Florida State by 1 billion. Let's go Knowles. Let's go
So
Knowles.
I've got a couple of things to get off my chest.
Go ahead. By the way, if I can say one thing is, you let me have my
I'm
time, but if I'm gonna end it on anything is, I hate Georgia State.
I'm fired up, dude. Like
I'm
I'm
fired up. Let me
absolute
hear it.
the Georgia Grown Bowl.
What is that? I don't accept
You
that.
cancel modern day hate. It's the
Who?
softest crap I've ever seen ever. I refuse to call it the Georgia Grand Bowl to forever be modern day hate. And then Georgia State wants to say that it's liability issues not having freedom in the stadium. Do you know why they don't want to have freedom in the stadium? Because 2 years ago, their recruits on the sideline were taking pictures with freedom, coming over to our sideline, taking pictures with freedom. And guess what? We got one of your tackles, and his name's Bryson Broadway. And guess what? He's coming for freaking blood. Blood.
Mm, meat
And
on meat.
we
Yes. Yes, I had to sneak it in every every
meat
podcast.
meat on meat We got to dominate in the trenches. Just really just hardcore, just meat on meat. We got to dominate in the trenches. We've got to get the run game going, dude. It's just unacceptable right now of why we can't get the run game going. I still think that it's not that we can't do it. I just think that we're being a little too predictable right now. I hate the freaking bubble screens. I hate the jailbreak screens. I hate that shit. But anyway, I want to give something that I tweeted. My keys to victory against the Kitty Cats in Atlanta.
I hate Georgia State.
Dude, and also they're not allowing they no alcohol in the stadium. You can't really tailgate. You can't
They
drink.
hate America. That's all it is. They hate America.
Yes. They're not letting freedom in the stadium. They truly hate America. So five keys to victory for me. Establish for the run early, use multiple running backs, keep the fresh legs. If you get a guy like OJ on or Jalen, doesn't matter who, or even Mbinga. Mbinga was running hard against Ole Miss. He's running hard this year. So somebody gets a hot hand, keep rolling with it. I know we haven't gotten the run game really going this year, but first game of conference play, this is a game when you've got to do it. Number two, dominate the line of scrimmage like we're talking about. Meat on meat. You've got to dominate the trenches. Number three,
Mm.
obviously this is, a pretty simple one. Take care of the football. JC got his turnover out the way. JC, he's got one interception on the year. It was a bad pass against Ole Miss, but look, first one in 4 games that I honestly was like, dude, who the hell are you throwing to? Versus last year is about every 4 or 5 throws, we were like, hey, who the hell are you throwing to? So we got to love that. Number 4, stop the run on defense. I think they're going to try to run it down our throats. I just think that's the way it is. I think that's what our defense has given up the most this year is running stats. So we got to stop the run. Number 5, this is the biggest one of why I kept it last. We've got to stay disciplined. Games like these against Georgia State or your rivals, and Cole, I know you're the same way. When y'all are playing Florida or Miami, or school like that, you've got to stay disciplined. We can't have unnecessary penalties. You go back to that Nevada game. We stayed disciplined at the end of that first half, and Nevada got some unnecessary penalties, which helped us drive down the field and score a touchdown right before half, which honestly gave us the most momentum possible going into that second half of the football game. So if we could avoid unnecessary penalties, just giving them unnecessary yards, man, we can't have that. It's going to be chippy out there. There's going to be. I'm a big proponent of the shit talk, man. I like the shit talk personally, but it's how you respond. Are you going to leave it out on the field, or are you going to do something unnecessary after the play? It's fine. Run your mouth, man. Be physical, meat on meat, like we said. I'm going to keep on saying that now, but
Yes.
you
Meat
just
on Me has infiltrated this podcast, and
you,
I'm
you
so
just
happy
can't
about it.
you just can't have those unnecessary penalties because in games like this, if it comes down to the wire and we get a 15-yarder unnecessary, that could be a difference, in a touchdown or not or
Those are
points.
drive killers. Those can be
Drive,
drive
drive,
killers.
drive killers, momentum killers. We can't have that. We've got to stay disciplined. Like I said earlier, we all know that stadium's going to be 80-20 Georgia Southern fans in favor. Georgia State fans just truly don't exist. And honestly, they're anti-American. They don't like this country's mascot, I guess, national animal. It's the bald eagle. You're not allowing it for liability issues. It's absolute bozo mentality, absolute loser mentality. Stell McGee's first game against his former school at Georgia Southern. So we got to show them who's boss. They're going to be coming out for blood, and we're going to win it.
Oh, for sure. You're going to win by 2 touchdowns. I don't have any
All
question in
I've
my
got.
mind.
That's all I've got.
Yeah, listen, everything you said is true, and I started coming on this podcast, like about a year ago, and I'd interact on Twitter, and they came after me. Georgia State came after me.
Yeah.
But I immediately I knew where my allegiance lied. I mean, it was very simple. You know, I drove past it. I drove past, You know, you say that they're not a fan of America's mascot. They're not a fan of America's pastime with the way that they took care of Turner Field.
I know.
Come on, dude. What are
There's
we
there's
doing?
you know what I think it is? I think why they're saying it's liability issues because there's so many damn rats running through that stadium. They don't want Freedom to go attack one of their rats that keep
It's a lie, as if their team is not a liability to recruiting. Having a really badass mascot there is definitely going to be a liability to their recruiting, especially when you're down by 3 scores going into halftime. There's nothing I like about Georgia State. There's nothing I like about the area. There's nothing I like about the school. There's nothing I like about you trying to change it to the Georgia Grown Bowl. It's not a bowl game, okay?
I know, and
Oh,
Georgia State does not want people to have fun. They don't. They're anti-fun. They're anti-America. They're absolute bozos, loser mentality. And you know what?
bums, bums. They
It's
are
amazing. It
bums.
is amazing that we only have 4 wins against them versus their 6. So that does suck. But
Yeah, looking for fifth today. You go get five today.
we're
You're gonna
looking
go
for the
get
5.
five.
So
You're gonna go get five.
Clay Helton has never beaten Georgia State and App State in the same season. And that changes this year. Changes.
That's crazy. You know, what's gonna be even crazier is when you're gonna be lifting that Fun Belt title too.
I this is going to be a work in progress. A work in progress team parlay. I'm spitballing here, Cole. If we can find a
Oh,
prop
ooh,
bet,
ooh. I don't know if I can I can't prop bet college players, but I might be able to find something. Hold on, let me get my notepad out.
but if we could find something on a Florida State player to score a tutty and a
Okay, I could
Southern
probably
player
do that.
and a Georgia Southern player to score a tutty,
I can do that. I
team
can probably find it. We'll talk.
parlay.
We'll work off camera on that because I
We'll figure it out.
might I might have an avenue.
We've got what time does FSU play tomorrow?
7.
Yeah, see, just Southern plays at 3:30. We got till
Yeah, we got
3:30 to
time.
figure it out. We'll tweet it out.
Let me spitball real quick. Let me.
But anyway, dude, I truly think you know this is a big game for Georgia Southern in the season. Start off conference play right, man. Get to 3-2. Going into the bye week next week, you go to 3-2 with record.
Is it working?
It
You see
says
it?
I hate Georgia State. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Just letting the people know. That's right. And then one more. Just give me real quick. Can I get a Hail Southern?
Yeah, we'll leave it on this. Hey, be sure to like and subscribe to the podcast.
Oh yeah, like and subscribe. You know, follow all of our socials. Follow the Water Hose Drinkers at WHD Podcast on Twitter. We'll put out all the stuff. I think we're gonna talk off camera about maybe adding some more social media outlets. I was gonna bring that up to you.
I think
Maybe
yes.
going on some new fronts. Me and Josh are gonna sit down in the coming weeks and really start cooking. Got a lot of content
It's
in the
just
brain.
there's been so much going on just in like with work and our personal lives. Like we just gotta
Yeah.
have some time to really sit down and just
We
figure it
but
out.
we want to bring you guys the best content that we can. We love sitting down every week and just talking ball. This is like two friends that just love talking ball and just love being
It's
passionate.
honestly a good kind of like getaway
Oh, for sure.
from regular
Yeah.
life, honestly.
Oh man, you're telling me. But all I
It's
know
a
is
good
likes.
hour. It's a good hour or so just to forget about, even if you're listening.
Yeah.
That's what I love about listening to podcasts in general when you're doing something, because it's a good way just to, if you're like working out or, you're at work
Yeah.
or listening to podcasts, like it's a good way
Let the water hose
to
drinkers
forget about all the stresses in the world.
let us be an escape into the gritty and toughness that does come from the water hose itself. But like, subscribe, follow our socials, and
And
I all I
don't
gotta
forget to go
say
Noles.
is all I gotta say is go Knowles,
Hey, hail
hail
Southern.
Southern.
Let's get some wins. Hey,
Let's
underdog
go.
mentality this week. Think about it. I'll leave it.
I hate Georgia State. I
I
hate Georgia
hate Georgia
State.
State. I hate SMU. Underdog mentality this week. Absolutely book it. Keep that
We'll
underdog
see y'all next week.
mentality. See you next week.
See ya.